So the next class will be the equivalent for the females, the individual compulsory program for the female seniors as a part of the European Championship competition. The judges remain the same as I mentioned and presented before with the males, so no need to go around through them again. We have then the first competitor, I think, pretty ready.
Welcome back to the FEI Vaulting European Championship and to the individual female senior class. We have 13 nations represented here, and we will kick it off with Yasmin Jacobson for the home nation, Sweden. Alina Ross coming for Germany fairly early on in this competition. 26 starters in total. The other two German girls will be a little bit later on, and we finish the entire competition with 3 Swiss girls, one after each other. Very difficult to pick a winner. However, the favourite certainly coming from Germany and from Kathrin Meyer for this European Championship. She has had an excellent season. Definitely not set in stone though. The Swiss girls are looking very strong, as well as Austria's Eva Nagiller, who will be hoping to have a better championship than last year in Herning. And we will start with Yasmin Jacobson, Lucky Lover and Marion Jensen for Sweden. Some good hip height from the vault on. The shoulders staying at a pretty even level with the hips on the way up. And we can see just a little loss of the harmony with the horse through the sitting position from her mill. Sitting position is definitely the first thing we are looking for through the mill exercise. Very quickly through the forwards and backwards scissor landing a little off to the outside, backwards scissors, that just step back in stand. The males had an excellent round earlier just with good stands. Well, hopefully we'll see some good stands from our female vaulters as well. And little jump to the side, small deviation from the ideal mechanics just on the landing. A good start to the competition for Yasmin Jacobson from Sweden. And Lucky Lover. We competed together the CHI Aachen this year, finishing in 25th. Currently ranked 27th in the FEI World Cup standings. Here we saw some good hip height. The arms just pushing through to straight a little bit soon. And a bit off the top in the forward scissor exercises. And there we have that little deviation. No touching of the ground, however, so very minor fault from the dismount. Now representing Denmark, Nanna Christensen with Boston, the horse, and Pia Sørensen.
And Nanna will perform on the horse Boston, launched by Pia Sørensen.
Boston, an 18-year-old gelding. Certainly working a little bit more with the horse throughout that mill exercise. A loss of tension we saw through the knees towards the top of that forward scissor. Good energy in the backwards legs. A fraction too wide before the turn. Nice and solid stand. And a comfortable landing. Is lacking a little bit of elevation in the dynamic swinging exercises. A confident start to the competition from Nanna Christensen, individually placing 9th at the CHIO in Aachen this year, 8th place at the CVI in Grote Bruegel in Belgium, and finishing in 19th place at the World Championships in Herning last year.
Next for Germany, Alina Ross on Baron Volker Ross Lodger.
And so we move to Germany and to one of the first, hopefully big hitters, Alina Ross. She will be lunged by Volker Ross and competes on Baron R. Alina finished in 10th place at the World Championships in Herning last year. And 7th place in 2021 at the World Championship in Budapest. And she has a silver medal in the junior individual competition that was from the European Championship in 2018. Just a minor touch on the croup of the horse in her mount, not making any difference to her elevation. It shouldn't impact the score too heavily. Beautiful flexibility. Not 100% complete in the turn, but mostly there for her forward scissors. Good on the backwards. Nice and comfortable through stand. And that was a great start for Alina Ross from Germany. Very good dynamic exercises. That minor toe touch through her mount. Definitely worthy of taking the top of the leaderboard so far for Germany. Being launched by her father Volker Ross and competing on Baron R, representing Germany. And the scores for Yasmin Jacobson, 6.538 for Sweden. Nanna Christensen from Denmark, 6.987. And we should be looking up towards the 8s anyway for Alina Ross. We'll have to wait and see. Lots of control in her swinging exercises. Bit delayed in the push off for the swing off to the outside. However, we move to Spain. Layla Fraser with Royal George Alexander and Diane Rose Fraser.
And we say bienvenida also to Diane Rose Fraser, the launcher.
And Layla started with this combination also at the CHI Aachen this year, finishing in 18th position. And placed 26th at the World Championship in Herning last year. 24 years old. And Layla is the only representative from Spain in this senior individual class. Just a little bit loss of the harmony in the outside seat coming round to the front. Aside from that, good start to the compulsories. Great height in the swing, a little bit heavy again on the landing, just center of gravity moving towards the rear of the horse a little bit soon, and a very confident landing from the swing off to the outside from Layla Fraser from Spain. Aboard Royal George Alexander and launched by Diane Rose Fraser. And it's a big score to report in for Alina Ross of Germany, 8.338. Now that is an excellent start to her championship bid. The new score to beat. Now we will move to two vaulters coming together, representing Sweden. Natalie Brixland and Ella Filippa Velander on Elversös Galantic, lunged by Balazs Benz. Barosch himself, a previous vaulter representing Hungary. And now competing at this European Championship as a lunger.
We welcome also the long jump,
Natalie Brixland, 19th place at the CVI Lier with this combination, and placed 4th at the CVI Samarin in Slovakia on a alternate horse. Years old. Hips just lifting that a little bit off the back pad throughout the mill. Good energy into the scissor turn, just delayed with the turn itself, coming fractionally after the top of the swing instead of on the way up. Great height for the first part of flank. And a good landing, albeit with a little jump back afterwards from Natalie Brixland, representing Sweden. And now we move to Ella Philippa Villander. Placed 16th with this combination at the CHIO in Aachen. Good stem phase, a little bit assisted from that toe touch on the croup. Well turned at the top, coming into a pike a little bit on the way down, aiding a smoother landing. Good height on the first part of flank. Incomplete pike, but nice and gentle. And a good swing off to the outside for Ella Philippa Villander, representing Sweden alongside Natalie Brixland with Elversuz Galantic and Barosch Bentz. And the score for Layla Ann Fraser, 6.876. moves her into the
Annebeth Kubbe on the horse Evermore.
third place so far. Natalie Brixland, who we just saw from Sweden, provisionally scoring 7.402. And that propels her into the second place so far. Only 5 competitors competed. Scores in so far. 20 yet to go. And there's the score for Nanna Christensen from Denmark. Alina Ross with that huge 8.339. Superb exercise scores across the board there. Layla Fraser now in the 5th place so far, as Ella Philippa Velander's score has now come up at 6.917 for now, provisionally. And here we have, representing the Netherlands, Annebeth Kubbe with Evermore R and Alin Laudrup. Annebeth, 23 years old. Finished in 12th place at the CHI Aachen this year. 7th at the CVI in Ermelo. And 2nd at the CVI in Sumur. At the World Championships in hurling last year, she placed 16th. Good jump force, her right leg coming towards the outside of the horse's spine, which is prematurely causing her to come down, missing out some of that stem phase. Again, catching a little bit of the horse's movement through her hips during that mill, slightly more than we would ideally see. Good height in the swing with a delayed turn. Again, great height in the backwards, just coming down with the hips to the surcingle before the turn could be completed. Shy of that handstand, piking early in her first part of flank. And good swing off to the outside again, not quite making the very top and gaining the elevation that we will see from some of the female competitors here. Certainly a few points that could have been improved on there from Annebeth Kubbe. Still overall a good picture and a nice start to her European Championship here in Flyinge with Evermore R and Alin Laudrup.
Our next vaulter is from Hungary, Blanca Nemeth on Bastion.
Here we saw collapse onto that right elbow. And representing Hungary, Blanca Nemeth, vaulting on Bastion, lunged by Tomasz Ogognowski. Blanca performing an excellent technical program in Omaha at the World Cup final, finishing that competition in 5th. 14th place at the CHIO Aachen this year. 3rd at the CVI Samorin in Slovakia. Blanca, 28 years old. Bastian the horse and Tomasz Ogonowski coming from Poland. Nice flexibility. Good sitting positions, not a 100% fluid through the leg passes. Good swing off with a little delay on the turn. Much better through her backwards scissors. Mildly off the top handstand position with her feet in first part flank. And again, slightly in second part flank. A very good start for Blanca Nemeth for Hungary. Neat, controlled and gentle throughout the test, vaulting really nicely on top of Bastian. And Annebeth Kubbe scores a 7.511 provisional total score from the judges today. She goes into 3rd place so far. Great swing height. There we saw the delayed turn. Still was there, just came a little bit too late. And a tidy pike, just slightly back from the vertical. And our next competitor is coming from Finland. Vuku Toivonen with Anni Jarvela lunging, and Laki is her horse that she will compete with for this European Championship. "22 years old. She was part of the Finnish team for the World Championships in Herning last year, and also competed as a junior individual in 2019 at the World Championship. And this season winning the CVI in Finland, finishing in 17th at the CVI in Ermelo. Good energy coming into the forward scissors. Just leaving it a little bit heavy on the landing. Managing to get at least that 90-degree extension on her back height in the backwards scissors. Just taking a breath there before the final couple of exercises. No time limit on these compulsories for the individuals. And a great finish, good landing. Vuko Toivonen from Finland. Very well performed test of the compulsories with Laki and Anni Jarvela. A little late turning in that first part scissor. We did see a little reaction from Laki. I'm sure that will come through on the horse score as a minor fault. And in the replay we can see just the briefest lift of the inside heel. Whether the judges could catch that in real time, I am very unsure. And the score for Ella Philippa Velander is changed. It is 7.895 for Ella Philippa. That takes her into the third position so far. And that's because Blanca Nemeth has come in for Hungary with a 7.925. Two competitors now on one horse. We have a Cairo with Claudia Dollar-Ossenberg-Engels. And vaulting on Cairo will be Katarina Kukurova for the Czech Republic. And then Carys Morgan representing Great Britain. Katarina, 22 years old. Katarina competing at the World Championships in Herning last year, finishing in 30th position. Good height and turning on the way up. Losing a little bit of the control on the way down from the first part of scissor. Cairo moving well out on a nice big circle. Good first part flank, slightly off the top handstand. Very nice and gentle. And some really good elevation coming off that swing off to the outside for Katarina Kukurova. And we move to Carys Morgan representing Great Britain. sitting well on top of Cairo, who she has borrowed for this event. Again, a little delay coming through in the first part scissors. And slightly stilted coming into the landing after the backward scissors. Minor faults. A little step back on the way up into stand and then solid from the base after that little foot movement. And good elevation and landing there from Carys Morgan from Great Britain, alongside Katarina Kukurova from the Czech Republic, both vaulting, with Claudia Dollar-Ossenberg-Engels on the lunge and Cairo the horse. A good test from both females. Looking for as many points as possible from our judges. That was a nice turn from Katarina and really great lift coming off of that second part flank. Carys a little bit turned towards the horse just in the mount. And again, achieving some good lift coming off her swing off to the outside. Vuko Toivonen for Finland coming in with a 7.043.
17:57. That gives us a few minutes to chat along and also listen to what I have to tell you, namely the current standing of the top three.
Now, once again, it seems that we have just been told in the main ring here that the next starter will not start. Now, that was due to be Rebecca Greggio representing Italy. So we will have a short break until 17:57, 5:57 p.m. when we will continue with the female competition. Alina Ross, our current leader, 8.339. Exceptional set of compulsories, as yet unmatched from Alina Ross. Blanca Nemeth, her closest contender so far, representing Hungary. She sits in second place so far, 7.925. And at the moment, Ella Filippa Velander is in the third position, representing Sweden, 7.895. Plenty more still to come. We haven't seen any Swiss yet. We have 2 Germans, 2 Austrians, a British, Dutch, Danish, Finnish, and then that will be us. It has been such a great day so far of competition, and as we've seen in the other classes, everything can change even at this stage. We are only halfway through the female event here. Score coming in for Katarina Kukurova and Carys Morgan. Carys there on a 6.703 into the 10th place so far. And Katarina for the Czech Republic, 7.397. She is into 6th place in the current standings here at the FEI European Championship in Flyinge. And there will be an opening ceremony later for the athletes here in Flyinge. And then we will resume tomorrow morning thereafter for the start of the Young Vaulter World Championship, which you are not going to want to miss. Compulsories for them in the morning. Following them, we will have the senior squad compulsories, and then we move to the technical tests already come tomorrow afternoon. And it is confirmed Rebecca Greggio will not be starting. do our best to find out why. We are fingers crossed that all is well, because their pas de deux looks like it will be excellent. So hopefully we will see them later in the week in the competition for the pas de deux. Fourteen more starters here in the individual female senior competition.
So we are about to welcome our next participant, representing Great Britain, Mhairi Hume on the horse Christmas. Nika de Wolf is the launcher, and we welcome them all to the main ring.
And we will proceed now with another vaulter from Great Britain. Mhairi Hume, 20 years old, coming into the arena with Nanna de Wolf and Christmas PSZ. Mhairi placed 14th at the CVI Liège this year with this combination. And finished in 9th place at the CVI here in Flyinge last year. Christmas, a 10-year-old gelding. Just partially turned at the top there, a little bit of a pike on the way down from the forward scissors, cleanly round in the backwards. A little hesitation on the way up to stand, taking a few steps there, unfortunately. Good swing into the first part of flank. And landing the dismount from the swing off to the outside. With Nanna de Wolf on the lunge and Christmas PSZ. Representing Great Britain, Mhairi Hume. Just lacking some of the elevation and flexibility seen by the other vaulters in mill. Sitting well throughout the exercise. And some good back height through the backwards turn. Was the swing off with Possibly an awkward landing on that right foot. Now representing Austria, Eva Nagiller with Idefix and Klaus Heidacher. Eva placing 5th at the CHIO in Aachen with Idefix and Klaus. Winning the CVI in Stadelpaura. Some good jump force, not getting quite over the surcingle completely with the center of gravity. Excellent shape through flag. Very nice flexibility and extension through her mill. Well up into the handstand, could have been turned a little more on the come down. Just a little attention there, a dip in the upper body towards the end of that stand, very minor. Very good first part flank. And a superb swing off to the outside. Eva Nagiller for Austria. A very, very good start for her here at the European Championship. She had an exceptionally challenging competition in Herning last year individually. Lots of potential for Eva. And she won the bronze medal at the World Championships in 2021. We'll wait and see what it is that she can do here. Score for Mhairi Hume for Great Britain, 6.450. And we continue with another vaulter representing Austria. Cornelia Pikl with Enjoy the Moment and Antonia Baumann. Cornelia's first championship representing Austria. She was 3rd at the CVI in Stadelpaura. And 2nd at the CVI in Kaposvar. Good height from the hips, a little bit lacking in the right hip extension, leg extension. all the way up into the handstand there. Good turn in her hips. Not quite getting the same elevation through the backwards scissor turn. Super solid stand. Good dismount. Little bit of a jump to the side, lucky to stay within the boundaries of the arena there. Cornelia Pikl stayed on her feet, however, and that is the most important thing. Very, very minor deductions for that little jump to the side at the end. Some really great dynamic exercises for Cornelia in this compulsory test. Slight delay in getting that turn in, shown on the replay there just now.
Joske van Koelen on Chameau.
Not an issue with stands for her today. Now representing the Netherlands, Joske van Koelen, with Shamir and Rianne Pierik. Joske, 29 years old, competed with this combination at the CHI in Aachen, finishing in 21st position. 6th place at the CBI in Lier this year. And she finished the World Championships in Herning last year in 23rd position. Shamir, a 16-year-old gelding, also competing here with Sam dos Santos in the junior male competition. Lovely flexibility throughout the mill. Again, good energy, just delayed with the turn. Great height in the backwards scissor. Fast on the pike come down from the first part of flank, but a smooth high second part swing off to the outside for Joske van Koelen. A great round of compulsories representing the Netherlands with Shamir and Rianne Pierik. It's a very good start for her here in Flyinge at the European Championship. Lovely height there, and a very super landing, nice and clean, jumping straight up out of the ground. Now we're still waiting on a confirmed score for Eva Nagiller, but for Cornelia Pikl, she got a 7.810. There we have Eva Nagiller's score, but we are missing judge at F, so this is an incorrect score on your screen right now. Do not worry. Time to change things near the top of the table. Kathrin Meyer is entering for Germany alongside her mum Sonja Meyer on the lunge and San Classico S. Kathrin, 22 years old, has had an almost flawless season since winning the World Cup final in Omaha. Of course, she was 4th place at the World Championship in hurling. 1st place at the World Cup in Omaha. 1st place CVI Ermelo. 1st place CHI Aachen. Certainly a favourite in this competition. And certainly one of the younger competitors in this senior individual class as well. Very nice, gentle mount up through the stem phase, marginally away from the vertical. Exceptionally well executed. And we are off to a good start. San Classico looking nice on the circle, comfortable there for Kathrin. Very good height, great turn, smooth landing for her first part scissors. An excellent height in the backwards. Marginally fast at the end of that first part flank. And a nice swing off. Again, not quite with the same height that we've seen flying off from some of the other competitors, but wow, does she mean business. That was an exceptional round of compulsories. We can be very picky and very specific, but that was a great job from Kathrin, and certainly will take her up to near the top of the table, if not the very top of our table. She certainly has come here to win that medal that got away from her last year in hurling, finishing in that 4th position. And it is an excellent start for Germany. The best mount we have seen so far in this competition. Now we do have an updated score for Eva Nagiller from Austria, 8.193. That's more like it, so she is in the 2nd place only for now though. Julia Sophie Wagner representing Germany along with her mum, Katja Wagner, and Giovanni 185. Our silver medalist from the FEI World Championships in hurling last year. So can she go one better here at the European Championship. Competing along with Giovanni last year as well. She finished second at the CHI Onaken, just behind first part of flank. A little bit behind the vertical at the very top. Good swing off to the outside, nice landing. And another excellent performance for Germany. They have come here to get those medals, and so far they're doing an excellent job in this compulsory test. Julia Sophie Wagner with Giovanni 185 and Katja Wagner representing Germany. And we can tell you that provisionally Kathrin Meyer has gone into the second place in the standings. 8.321. So fractionally behind Alina Ross, also from Germany. Alina on 8.339. That is the score still to beat. Joske van Koelen from the Netherlands, 7.372. And now we have Iben Dines Petersen representing Denmark, along with Kickoff and Hanne Hagen Hansen.
And as along we see Hanne Hagen Hansen.
Eben finished in the 18th place at the World Championship last year, competing on a different horse. And this is her first international start with Kickoff. 24 years old. Super hip height coming off the ground in the jump phase of her mount. A little bit of loss of tension through her flag. I think she will receive a counting error, and did have to grip her hand down before her leg. Certainly not quite as harmonious as we would like to see throughout the mill. The horse just moving into the circle that little bit. Hanne Hagen Hansen working hard to keep it out on the circle so Eben can do her compulsories. Very good height in the backwards turn. And an excellent swing off to the outside. Eben Dines Petersen representing Denmark. A little bit unsettled towards the start of that test, and then it came together very well towards the end. So perhaps not going to place her quite as high up the leaderboard as she might like, but there's so much potential there, and still 2 more rounds to come. Of course, Sheena Bendiksen winning the bronze medal for Denmark last year and then retiring. So big shoes to fill for the Danish senior females. And 8.3 seems to be the score the German females have agreed on. Julia Sophie Wagner 8.304 provisionally into the 3rd place so far. And now into the arena, Jessica Laxson from Finland, competing with Quentin Bruce and Una Pekala.
Welcome also Una Pekala, the launcher.
Just 21 years old, but importantly in her 22nd year and thus a senior competitor. Finished 9th place in the CBI in Lier in this season. Not quite fully turned at the top in the forward scissors. Little wobble there. I'm not sure if she retook the handles or if she managed to avoid touching them. Very nice and smooth through her first part of the flank. And great swing and elevation in the second part of flank. Just a shame we had that little bit of wobble in the stand. We'll maybe see in the replay if she did indeed touch the handles and thus incur that 2-point deduction. Jessica Laxson representing Finland.
Next for Austria, Alina Barosch.
The score for Eben Dines Petersen from Denmark, 6.969. Here's the stand. I think she brushed the inside handle. That's one for the judges to decide. And now our final representative for Austria, Alina Barosch. with Dustin von Leeuwen and Manuela Barosch.
And we welcome also Manuela Barosch, the launcher.
Alina finishing second at the CVI in Stadelpaura. And 14th at the World Championship in Herning last year. 27 years old. Another vaulter competing alongside mum on the lunge. Definitely delay in her right leg coming out. Just slightly brushing the side of the horse as well as that leg delay in her mount. Good swings and turns both forwards and backwards. Well up into the handstand there. Again, the pike was not fully closed if we're getting into specifics. Legs could have been a little bit closer together. I don't think she did touch the ground there. Just overbalancing forwards slightly on landing from that. Swing off to the outside. Alina Barosch representing Austria. Now it certainly won't quite be enough to knock any of our three Germans from the top spot, namely due to this mount with the leg delay. And certainly those toes did touch the croup of the horse. That aside though, it was a clean set of compulsories, just saving it at the end.
And now two competitors for Belgium, Evelyn Lemaire and Laura vanlerberg. They perform on Esprit.
Jessica Axen from Finland, 6.852. That is the 16th place so far. Don't forget, it's also important our placings from the competition today, because this class, the order of go will be reversed for the technical test. Now, two to come for Belgium. Evelyn Lemaire and Lauren vanlerberg with Esprit and Conrad Vergouwen. Evelyn, another vaulter, 21 years old currently. Finished in 8th position in the CVI Lier, 5th at CVI Saumur this year. This is her first championship start.
I know it's hard
hip height. Slight arch in the back in that first swing, and a delayed turn, achieving good back height through the second scissor. And a nice swing-off finish there for Evelyn Lemaire, representing Belgium. Now Lauren vanlerberg, 26 years old. Finishing 17th place in hurling at the World Championship. Again, getting good energy coming from the ground in the vault on. Delayed in the turn, not quite achieving the desired height all the way towards the handstand in her first part of scissors. Smooth and fluid in second backwards scissors. Just a fraction of the vertical handstand, which we're looking for at the top of the first part flank to give full points to the exercise. But a solid dismount for Lauren vanlerberg, swinging off to the outside with some good height there too. Now this was the combination she vaulted with at the World Championship in 2021 with Conrad Vergouwen and Esprit. And then joining her here in the arena, representing Belgium, Evelyn Lemaire. And now the score for Alina Barosch from Austria. 7.354. That takes her into the 12th place so far in the female competition here at the FEI European Championship. And we have but 3 competitors left to see today, and they are all representing Switzerland. 2 together to begin with. Ilona Hanisch and Nanna Christensen will come together, and then the competition will be completed today by Danielle Burger. 8.3 is the score to beat. Alina Ross still sitting at the top of the table, closely followed by Kathrin Meyer, and close again following her is Julia Sophie Wagner, all representing Germany, currently 1, 2, 3. Can any of our Swiss girls break up that German pack? With Arayo de la Luz and Monica Winkler-Bischofsberger representing Switzerland, we have Ilona Hanisch and Nadja Butker. Ilona has been working very hard this year and is competing not only as an individual but paruru and squad. Individually finished in 4th place at the CHI Aachen, behind our 3 top German girls we have here. "28 years old. Individually competing at the World Championships in hurling, she managed an 8th position. Excellent hip height. Just missing the stem phase, finishing slightly behind the vertical at the end of the jump phase for mount. Nice elevation from her flag. And sitting well with good extension through mill. Excellent in the backward scissors, good height in forward. A little bit of a delay in turning fully from her forward scissors. Not a problem. Through stand. Marginally incomplete closure of the pike at a side. Top 2 swings to finish. That's a very, very good start for Ilona Hanisch, representing Switzerland. Moving immediately on to Nanna Christensen, very experienced vaulter at championships, both squad and individually. And achieving some of that stem phase through her mount. Great start. Some fluidity lost in a few of those mill legs. Really well turned up through the swing in the forward scissors. Very nice backwards, possibly rough on the landing, just a touch. We have to be picky at this point. Lovely. Well, that was another exceptional set of compulsories from both Swiss girls. Very, very well performed, really not giving much away. Will be interesting to see what the judges have made of that. Remember, the horse score is 25% of the final score for today. In the main, we have just been seeing the overall score. But we're certainly looking towards the top 5 for a current finish, I would say, for both of the girls from Switzerland. Monica Winkler-Burger doing a great job in the center with Rayo de la Luz.
And also from Switzerland, our next competitor, Danielle Burger on the horse Cairo. Corinne Boshard is the launcher.
Evelyn Lemaire from Belgium, 7.160, taking her into the 14th place so far. And Lauren vanlerberg, 8th place as it stands, 7.556 provisional score.
But we have a triple lead for Germany at the moment.
So but one competitor to go. Here we see the score from Alina Barosch. She had that delay in her vault on, which certainly will have affected the exercise scores. Evelyn Lemaire 7.160 into the 16th place now thus far. And then Lauren vanlerberg, 9th place as it stands, 7.556. And Danielle Burger, our final competitor for Switzerland, final competitor in the Senior European Championship today, and indeed final competitor of the entire day, representing Switzerland and entering the arena alongside Cairo and Corinne Bossard. Danielle, another one who could just upset that triple German lead, which we have currently. Another vaulter who has had a superb season. Very, very versatile. She has competed on so many horses this season. This is her first start on Cairo. Second place at the World Cup final in Omaha. Great hip height. Just didn't have any of the stem phase. Danielle still young in this class, though, just 22 years old. Excellent flexibility. Managing some good height, just not quite fully turned by the top. Wonderful backwards scissors. And a little step back, minor hop in that stand. Another top quality first part flank. An excellent swing off and landing for Danielle Burger from Switzerland. Yeah, very good performance. Just the unfortunate little step back in stand, which will be costly in terms of the final score from the compulsory test. And again, we didn't quite see the stem phase in the vault on. Alignment, out of alignment with her arm there, and that was the incomplete turn, right hip not all the way through. Now, can anyone knock off those Germans from the top spot? Ilona Hanisch score provisional 8.040. Nadja Butteker 8.230. So 4th place thus far for Nadja, 6th place for Ilona Hanisch, and Danielle Burger, the only score yet to be given in the competition today.
Second of this time, Kathrin Meyer, 8.321 as score.
And there we have score for Julia Sophie Wagner, 8.304, 3rd place so far. Kathrin Meyer sitting currently in 2nd, 8.321. And the current leader, Alina Ross, 8.339. And we are still waiting on that score from Danielle Burger. Unlikely that she will manage to top Alina Ross for today. Once again, today's round is worth 25% of the final score. The technical test tomorrow will be 25% of the final score, and we will have the freestyles on Friday in this Senior European Championship competition, and those freestyles will be 50%. And we just have that one score yet to be given, and it looks like provisionally Danielle Burger has a 7.923, so 8th place so far for Danielle Burger for Switzerland in this first compulsory test at the FEI European Championship here in Flyinge. And it has been a magnificent day, very exciting start, and so many exceptionally talented competitors. The competition is going to resume tomorrow morning at 8:30 for more compulsories. The World Championships for young vaulters will start 8:30 tomorrow morning with the individual male competition. Have a good evening, and we will see you then.